Hi, my name is Steve Schmidt. I'm the web advisor at Effect Web Agency. And what I'm going to do is show you how to use the Google AdWords Keyword Planner tool to figure out which keywords make the most sense for your organic search engine campaign. So now this tool is geared towards people that are going to pay for ads, but there's some good information in here for you to select your keywords. So after you get to this page, just click on the first option, which is search for new keywords and ad group ideas. And what we're going to do here is just type in or paste your seed keyword list. So those are the keywords that you think people are going to search for to find you. And so we'll just start with that. Using our pet store example, fictitious company, I've just pasted in a bunch of dog-related keywords in there. This next one is optional. If you do already have a website up, just paste the home page URL in here, or whatever page on your website is most relevant towards the keywords you just put in. Then product category, go ahead and select the category that makes the most sense for you. This will help Google better understand where you're coming from and suggest better keyword ideas for you. Okay, after that, we can narrow these things down a little bit. So we can choose certain areas of the country or certain countries. For the sake of this example, I'm going to remove United States and only add the state of Indiana. I'm pretending that's only Indiana people. Those are the people that I want to sell to. So we can change the language to English if it's not already, and enter some negative keywords if we want to. Negative keywords are words that people would type in that are not relevant for you. So like if we sell all this dog stuff, but somebody includes the word green in their search, and maybe we have nothing to do with green stuff, and we don't want to have anything to do with that, we don't want those people to find us for that, let's just put in the word green here, because then that will filter out green from our keyword list and give us more accurate, more realistic numbers. Sometimes people don't have negative keywords, and that's fine too. Over here under keyword filters, just so you know, there's an optional item to select if we only want to see keywords that are low, medium, or high in terms of competition level. For the sake of this example, I'm just going to leave those off, but companies that are just starting to get their website ranked for something, they may want to just focus on low and maybe medium. Under keyword options, there's an important thing we want to choose here. This first one, only show ideas closely related to my search terms. Let's go ahead and turn that on. Otherwise, we'll get a lot of other stuff mixed in that's loosely related, and that balloons up the numbers. Again, we want the most accurate estimates we can get so we can make a good decision. Okay, well at that point, you know what, let's do one more thing. Here under date range, let's change this to show average monthly searches if it doesn't do that for you already. Okay, let's click Get Ideas. This is what you'll see at first. So these are ad group ideas, but let's click on keyword ideas, because this is where we can see other keywords Google is suggesting to us. Okay, so basically we've got our keywords here and average monthly searches. So on average in a month, within my parameters, which was Indiana, 720 people search for dog beds. Okay. Competition level is roughly high. And then we have suggested bid. Now, again, we're using this tool for our organic search engine optimization strategy. We're not going to or not planning on paying Google for ads, but this dollar amount is a very interesting figure for us because, if all of these keywords are all a competition level high, well, that's kind of broad, right? That's kind of a broad category. So we can use this dollar amount to figure out in more, being more specific, how competitive is this one compared to that one? So dog food is about 4 times as competitive as dog training, for example. So that's what that dollar amount here does for us. Now, depending on what kind of keywords you've got and how many you typed in, there may be a lot of keywords here for you to go through, or there might not be. If there's not many, go to modify search, go back and type in some more things if there's more. Some people may find there's not a whole lot of people searching for what they do or have, and that's just might be the way it is. Other people might find they have to narrow things down to really get a set of keywords that they can go after and rank for and do well with. So what we're going to do next is start clicking on keywords to add them to our plan. After we add them to our plan, we'll download those in Excel in order to go through those with a comb and pick out the ones we want, and it gives us a lot of freedom for making notes and organizing them and whatnot. So this first section here, you can see this box ends. Those are the keywords that I specifically typed in. So out of those, I can look through and say, well, you know what, dog food, that is pretty general, and the competition compared to the other ones is pretty high, and maybe my website's pretty new or hasn't really ranked for much before, so I'm not going to do that one. But dog beds, that sounds great. So I'm going to click Add to Plan, and it just makes a little checkbox over here, and on this side starts to estimate some things which we can ignore because the numbers we care about are going to be on the next page under Review Estimates. So let's just go through and pick the keywords that seem like they're not too out of our reach in terms of the competition not being too tough, and especially making sure that whatever keywords we pick are highly relevant to us. So let's go through and get beds, get this, get that. Okay, well then maybe that's all I want from this, and I'll come down here and that's a good one, so I'm going to add all these to my list. Now some of these average monthly search is 10. Not a lot of people searching for that within my parameters. So maybe I actually don't want those. Best dog food, hey, yeah, I could probably do that. Okay, so I'll add that one. And I'll just add a bunch of them here that seem like they make sense for our fictitious company. Enough to fill up that spreadsheet. Now, if you're like this, you may have several other pages to go through. And if you do, that's okay. You just got to do your due diligence so you don't miss a diamond in the rough here with keywords. One thing that's probably going to be pretty helpful for you is to click on this heading called Average Monthly Searches. Then it's going to order all those from the most popular on down. Because once you get to a point where there's only, it depends again on what your goal is and how many contacts you need or whatever. Maybe 40 for you is a ton, but for somebody else 40 is like, well, I don't want to mess with that keyword. So when you get down to that point where you're kind of at that threshold of that's not enough traffic, then you can just stop and then we'll move on to the next step. But if you're not at that point yet, just add some more keywords that are relevant and don't seem too out of reach until you get done adding those keywords. Okay, I'm pretending I'm done. So the next step is to click on Review Estimates. So let's go there. You're going to get a page that looks like this. Not too helpful in the case of a person who's doing organic SEO until we click on the Keyword tab. But we still don't have any numbers here. So what we got to do, even though we're not actually going to pay for ads, we're just going to put a huge amount of money as far as a dollar amount in here at the top so it uncaps the statistics and gives us some numbers. So let's just put 1,000 in for bid, and for daily budget let's just put in like $1 million, and it's going to update our numbers down here. Okay, now we've got some info. So coming down here, we can see that we've got our keywords and we've got some statistics. As far as clicks, just ignore that. That's really more for when you're paying for ads. Impressions is an interesting number to us though. This means this is how many times somebody has searched for that term. I should say the amount of time they estimate somebody's going to search for that keyword in a month for our parameters. So in our case here, it's in Indiana, no green keywords and stuff like that. So people are going to search for best dog food a lot. Actually, let me be more clear about impressions. It's not just the amount of time that people, or the amount of times people search for that keyword. It's really the amount of times that if we were going to do an ad, that ad would show up, which is oftentimes more than the amount of times people search for the ad. So if you remember on our last page, best dog food didn't get this many people searching for it. So the impressions column, let's consider that a rough popularity indicator. So keywords that have a higher number are just more popular. Again, the cost in this case is not too helpful because it has to do with the ads and stuff. But average cost per click is an interesting number because this will help us understand the competitive level of that keyword more. The higher the dollar amount here, the more competitive it is. So let's do a couple things. First of all, let's go up here to match type, go to all keywords and change that to exact match. That is going to give us a more realistic set of numbers here. It was on broad match, which means it puts in loosely related stuff. So anyways, now we're down to exact match. Okay, that's good. And what we can do is we can click on impressions to order it by that so we can see what the most popular keywords are. And we basically at this point just do a once over of our list and see, okay, am I happy with this list or do I feel like I need to add more? This is really a pretty healthy amount of keywords here. Remember, you can basically only optimize 3 keywords per page on your site. So we don't really need a gigantic list. If you do have a small list and you want to go back and find some more keywords, just click on back to search. Otherwise, what we want to do is download this to Excel so we can whittle it down and prioritize our keywords. So just click on the download button. And yes, we do want monthly searches and so forth. We don't want it segmented by month because then it becomes a huge document. We just want the average. Traffic estimates, yes, we'll include that. And let's save it for Excel so we can use it in pretty much any spreadsheet program like Google Docs, Excel, or LibreOffice or something. Okay, then we'll click download. You'll see this window and then you can click Save File to save it somewhere. In the next video, we'll go over prioritizing your keywords together.